Okay, so this is the update we got. Can you guys see this okay? Yeah, it should be fine. So, the big thing that got my attention with this patch note was the Dekron renovation. Basically, they're saying we're planning for various updates and implements to enhance the gameplay experience for all Dekron players and to create a smoother playing environment. Our goal is to help new players adapt to Dekron more easily while ensuring that existing players can acquire equipment more efficiently. Equipment more efficiently. We'll come back to that one. Allowing them to focus on enjoying the game. Additional updates will continue to be rolled out, and we appreciate your continued interest and support. Notice they say that they appreciate the interest and support, but nothing about feedback. They never look for feedback, right? So, anyway. Instance dungeon improvements, right? Target dungeons, Coliseum Solo, Drab's Secret Passageway, Karen's Fragments, Coliseum Party, and Elenome Admission Ticket. They drop all the entry attempts from 5 to 3, or from 7 to 3 for the Secret Passageway. Although I thought Secret Passageway was 6 attempts, but I don't know, whatever. So overall, you see this, this is already sounding kind of bad, but let's just go through the changes first, then I'll talk about why it's bad. As the number of dungeon entries is reduced, the amount of experience gained will increase accordingly. So, okay, increasing the amount of experience is a good thing. I agree with that. I don't know how much it was increased, but, you know, that is potentially a good thing. The increased experience, so they improved the amount of grade points you get from the Elenome dungeon. Currently, it's 2,000 for the guards, and it's 200 to 370 for the civilians. This is a moot point. It's stupid because you're going from 5 runs to 3 runs anyway. Basically, they just scaled it up, so it's about the same. It's not really an improvement, so it is what it is. So they changed the entrance fees, right? Which is actually kind of interesting, because they're actually reducing the amount of super passes that people are going to use, which someone was actually saying that earlier. That's actually kind of a bad marketing, thought for them. So, hold on, I'm going to turn the music off for a second here. This is bothering me while I'm trying to, think about this. But yeah. You're going from 5 entries to 3 entries. You know, some of them are super pass, some of them are not super pass. Anyway. The thing that is absolutely terrible about this, that someone already mentioned, is that for the Coliseum Solo and the Coliseum Party dungeons, these accessories are already very hard to farm. You know, the God of War and the Champion bracelet, right? So basically all they did is they made it harder to farm those things, because there's nothing in here about them actually increasing the drops for those dungeons. So honestly, I just think it's terrible, in my opinion. Just horrible. They increased the drop rate for the Perpetus. Okay, yeah, I mean, you made the Perpetus easier to farm. I'm going to be honest with you, though, and I think many of you agree, the Perpetus has already been made significantly easier to farm, so I don't really see the point in increasing the drop rate for the Perpetus items. I mean, yeah, it's better, okay, it'll be a little bit faster, but it was already really fast to farm. So I find it very strange that this is what they decided to focus on, right? So if you go to the this little page, this is where they're going to be posting all of their renovation updates, and they just go over the thing, right? Like the whole thing is they're trying to make things better with major turning point, whatever. So again, this is just a recap. Reduce the dungeon entry limits. Their idea is to have people have less dungeons that they have to run every day multiple times. That in itself is not a bad idea. I agree. There's a lot of dungeons you have to run. It takes a lot of time. But if you're going to do that, you have to think about the drops in the dungeon, and you have to adjust accordingly, right? Because if you don't adjust accordingly, you're going to do what you're doing here with the Coliseum Arena thing, and you're basically going to make it harder to farm these items. And the whole thing they said on the other page here, and I quote, so existing players can acquire equipment more efficiently. They just nerfed the dungeon for farming one of the best, in-slot accessories in the game, right? So I don't understand what they're trying to do there at all. And again, the Perpetus, great. They increased the drop rate, but I don't even care. It doesn't even matter because it was already easy to farm. I can think of so many other things that would be better for them to focus on. Like, one of the blaring ones that immediately pops into my head is the Immortality Jade Bracelet, like, just in general, right? Like, this is like a staple PvE item that players should have more accessibility to, and you get like the 3% one that drops in Norak, but then you have to go and you have to farm a level 190 dungeon in order to upgrade it to the level 130 version and 165 version and 170 version. That makes no sense to me at all. Like, if they really want to think about something, they should think about something like that, you know? They should also just think about dungeon drops, like, in general, because dungeon drops in general are kind of garbage, and just make it a lot more rewarding, but whatever, I don't know. This isn't the path I'm going down. I've given up complaining about these guys a long time ago because I already know that they're just not very smart. Let's get back to farming and listening to music. That'll make me happier. Can you already see my blood boiling? You know, like it just, all I'm gonna say is it doesn't take me very long to get upset by like Ubifun and all the stuff that they do.